Okay, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and do, this would be session 4, or not really, or well, session 3 or day 3, I don't even, it's all going to be the same thing. So now after you guys have kind of determined, you've practiced a little bit, determining whether something is linear or quadratic, the next thing I want you guys to do today, you're going to practice a little bit with graphing these things, just to see what they look like. So if I were to graph this, these ordered pairs, I'm just going to give you a real basic graph. So 0, 0 is a point on the graph, so right there. The point 1, 1, if I go over to the right 1 and up 1. I mean, I know you guys know how to graph, but I just want you to see, I remember I talked to you today actually on how to determine what these quadratics look like when you graph them. It looks like a U, okay? It's called a parabola. That's what we call it in mathematics, this big U shape. They aren't linear, they're quadratic. So 1, 1, and what's our next one? We got 2, 4, 3, 9, 4, 16, and so on and so forth. So if I go 2, I go over 2 and up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's up here. And then 3 is way up here at 9, okay? I don't know, I'm just kind of guessing it's about there. And then also, think about this. If I put a negative 1 into our equation right there, negative 1 for that x, let's put in some negatives here for our chart. Negative 1 squared is a positive 1, because negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. Negative 2 squared is 4. Negative 3 squared is positive 9, because negative times a negative is a positive 9. Now, so what you're going to find here is that 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9. You're just squaring that number over here on the left. So now what happens is we have these new ordered pairs. When it jumps over over the y-axis, we have negative 1. If you square a negative 1, you still get positive 1. Notice how we just have a perfect mirrored image of these points. You can literally just reflect this over the y-axis. It kind of jumps over here. Sorry, it's kind of sloppy. Everything's running together here. I'm trying to use my phone and do all this at the same time. But notice how 3 now was 9, and negative 3 is also 9. So we can just reflect this, boom, over here. And you can kind of see this U shape sort of forming. Oops, kind of sloppy. But anyway, so there's your U shape, okay? So I want you guys to kind of practice graphing also some different quadratic equations. I'll give you some different ones. I'm also going to probably do one more video of just giving you a quadratic equation and plugging in numbers into the equation and generating your inputs and your output lists. So, to be continued.